Ford's CEO is done taking the punch. Reeling from a barrage of criticism, Jim Farley is prepared to land a devastating counterblow that will silence the critics once and for all. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the industry, Ford's CEO unleashed a blistering response that has everyone wondering if they picked the wrong fight. But what does it mean for Ford? Will this risky strategy pay off, or will it backfire? And how is it going to affect you and me? And what bold statement has the CEO exactly made? Ford's race against time. The halls of Ford Motor Company have been rocked by a firestorm of criticism as the iconic American automaker finds itself at the center of a heated controversy. Over the past decade, Ford has faced increasing pressure to adapt. For Ford's CEO, navigating such a landscape means balancing the company's storied history with the modern imperatives of technological advancements and sustainability. Over recent years, the relevance of traditional combustion engines has gradually ceded ground to electric vehicles, a transition amplified by rising environmental consciousness and the inevitability of regulatory clampdowns on emissions. Despite Ford's early acknowledgement of this shift, critics argue that the pace at which Ford has embraced electrification and other innovations has not matched the speed of its competitors. This has resulted in concern from market analysts and investors, who see opportunities squandered as Tesla and other newly established players outpace traditional automakers in the EV sphere. Concerns are compounded by perceptions that Ford's internal strategies lack the agility and foresight necessary for the company to sustain its market position. Externally, the challenges presented by supply chain disruptions, most notably the global semiconductor shortage, have only exacerbated operational difficulties. These disruptions have led to substantial challenges in meeting consumer and dealer expectations, creating an environment ripe for criticism. The voices unite. In the boardrooms and investor calls where Ford's future is frequently debated, the conversations often turn critical. Analysts scrutinize financial statements, each number dissected for potential signs of weakness or missed opportunity. With competitors advancing in autonomous vehicles and software-centric car designs, even the slightest variation in Ford's financial planning receives heightened attention, leading to broader market skepticism. Investors whose confidence depends on both past performance and promises of future successes increasingly voice their discontent through stock market reactions and direct communications with Ford's leadership. Their criticism centers on return on investment, strategic clarity, and alignment with sustainable market trends. Concerns amplified by Ford's perceived delays in product innovations such as the Ford Mustang Mach-E and the bolstering of its electric lineup. Within Ford's workforce, apprehensions simmer over the uncertain future of conventional manufacturing lines and potential job restructuring. Union representatives, cognizant of global manufacturing trends, advocate for upskilling and reskilling programs to prepare workers for the technological evolution taking shape. Employees across the hierarchy demand transparency and assurances, seeking clarity on how Ford's legacy can coexist with an innovative future. Dealerships, which have historically served as the interface between Ford and its customers, face the most direct impacts of strategic delays. Shortages in new vehicle inventory, driven by both strategic stumbles and uncontrollable global factors, have strained relationships with customers accustomed to immediate availability and a broad array of choices. Dealers echo customer dissatisfaction, seeking not just resolution but proactive measures to restore confidence across the market networks. Amid these interconnected discussions are the global environmental watchdogs pressing automakers to accelerate commitments to carbon neutrality. For Ford, aligning production with these expectations is not just a matter of corporate responsibility, but also a market demand as consumers increasingly favor environmentally friendly vehicles. Hitting a boiling point, the pressure facing Ford's CEO intensified dramatically following a pivotal quarterly earnings release. The anticipated announcement was expected to restore faith, yet instead catalyzed an accumulation of investor frustration and public scrutiny. Disappointing financial outcomes, coupled with strategic ambiguities, left a palpable void in the narrative Ford sought to communicate. Media coverage intensified, with headlines dissecting the earnings call and amplifying skepticism around Ford's strategic vision. Pundits highlighted discrepancies between anticipated product rollouts and the realities of delayed production, pointing fingers not just at external factors, but at Ford's internal decision-making process. This wave of public opinion agitated further discussions across social media platforms, where consumers voiced their own narratives of dissatisfaction and hope for change. Amid this cacophony emerged critical voices voices advocating for a clear and decisive path forward, whether calling for changes in leadership, strategic pivots, or enhanced communication. The crescendo of criticism reached a boiling point, marking a cultural and operational pivot point within Ford's storied history. In preparation for addressing these compounding critiques, Ford's CEO recognized the necessity of crafting a response that transcended mere reassurances. Instead, there arose the need to present a tangible, future-oriented strategy that not only countered criticism, but also redefined Ford's standing within the evolving automotive landscape. It was a moment that required clarity, vision, and action, a recalibration of Ford's comprehensive narrative to re-engage stakeholders and set a concrete course for innovation. The CEO's counterstrike. The moment demanded more than routine corporate reassurance. It required a rallying cry that could cut through the cacophony of criticism and restore faith in Ford's leadership. The CEO stood at a crossroads, determined to convey a message that would articulate a renewed vision for Ford's future. Understanding the weight of the moment, the communication strategy was meticulously crafted to both address the concerns head-on and pivot the narrative toward the opportunities lying ahead. The centerpiece of the CEO's strategic response was a live-streamed press conference, a direct and personal address to stakeholders spread around the globe. This broadcast was designed to reach investors, employees, dealers, customers, and the media simultaneously, leveraging technology to ensure instant communication of Ford's intentions. In this address, the CEO began with an acknowledgement of the challenges. Instead of deflecting responsibility, the CEO embraced transparency, sharing insights into the intricacies of the difficulties faced, including the chip shortage and global supply chain constraints. This honesty aimed to establish credibility, reinforcing the CEO's commitment to a future-focused and resilient Ford. Central to the message was Ford's strategic shift toward electrification, a commitment underscored by concrete plans to accelerate electric vehicle production. The CEO unveiled an ambitious initiative, a significant increase in investment in EV infrastructure, setting a transformative course for Ford to become a leader in sustainable transportation. This announcement was pivotal, as it directly addressed the skepticism surrounding Ford's past pace in embracing electrification, while setting bold targets for carbon neutrality across Ford's operations by the early 2030s. Articulating these plans with a blend of humility and determination, the CEO struck a balance between addressing past criticisms and inspiring confidence in Ford's capacity for reinvention. Paired with this ambition, the CEO revealed partnerships with leading technology firms aimed at advancing Ford's capabilities in autonomous driving, a critical component of Ford's long-term vision in an industry that increasingly prioritizes connectivity and automation. Strategic adjustments. Beyond rhetoric, the CEO's plans included detailed strategies that showcased Ford's commitment to innovation and competitive excellence. The announcement of strategic adjustments focused on actionable steps, outlining how Ford would address core operational challenges while maximizing future growth opportunities. Key among these strategies was a commitment to revamp Ford's supply chain networks, boldly aiming to mitigate dependencies exposed by the recent semiconductor shortages. The CEO announced a streamlined process to secure multi-supplier agreements, focusing on redundancy planning and increased localized production to buffer against future global disruptions. Significantly, the CEO introduced plans for the development of Ford's battery technology, a cornerstone for sustainable innovation in the EV market. By investing in next-generation battery research, Ford aimed to not only improve the efficiency and range of its electric vehicles, but also to create superior competitive alternatives in the energy storage market. Production efficiency initiatives were unveiled, showcasing Ford's plans to modernize its manufacturing facilities, integrating cutting-edge automation and AI-based optimization. These enhancements were designed to increase output reliability, reduce costs, and maintain quality standards. This strategy was complemented by renewed investment in workforce training programs, ensuring Ford's employees were equipped with the skills necessary for future-facing operations, a crucial step in balancing technological advancements with job creation. The CEO's strategy emphasized a market-oriented approach to product development, ensuring Ford's future models would resonate with evolving consumer preferences. Plans for upcoming models not only expanded Ford's EV lineup, but also introduced new hybrid vehicles, catering to a diversified consumer base and reinforcing Ford's commitment to broadening its appeal across varied market segments. Rallying the troops. Integral to the CEO's counteroffensive strategy was the necessity to rally the entire Ford community, fostering a unified sense of purpose across every facet of the organization. Recognizing that strategic adjustments required more than capital investment, the CEO embarked on an internal campaign to inspire, energize, and engage Ford's workforce from leadership to factory floor. The campaign kicked off with regional town hall meetings, both virtual and in person, designed to galvanize employees around the world. These forums provided spaces for open dialogue, where employees could voice concerns, share ideas, and gain deeper insights into Ford's future direction. The CEO personally led many of these sessions, emphasizing Ford's upper management's accessibility and commitment to embracing employee feedback as a key component in the company's transformation. The workforce was encouraged to participate actively in innovation initiatives, branded internally as the Ford Forward Challenge. This program called on employees at all levels to contribute ideas and solutions for product, process, and service enhancements, supported by incentives and recognition for successfully implemented concepts. The rally also extended to Ford's dealers, vital stakeholders in bringing Ford's vision to the consumer market. Dealer-focused initiatives involved workshops and partnerships aimed at aligning on sales strategies, maintaining inventory flow, and enhancing customer service experience in tandem with Ford's evolving product lineup. Customers too received attention in Ford's strategic realignment. The CEO reprised Ford's commitment to customer satisfaction and brand loyalty by unveiling refined customer experience initiatives. Efforts included improved digital interfaces for vehicle shopping and servicing, expanded remote assistance, and a subscription-based model designed to enhance customer engagement through value-added services. The culmination of these efforts placed a spotlight on Ford's belief in its people as core agents of change, fostering a culture of collaboration and resilience. By sharing and building collectively toward a common goal, Ford set the stage for its next chapter, one marked not by just overcoming challenges, but by leveraging them as catalysts for innovation and growth. Market reactions. The CEO's decisive response marked a turning point not just for Ford, but for the broader automotive industry. Stakeholders watched closely as Ford implemented its new strategies, seeking signs of stability and potential growth. Investors, who had initially reacted with skepticism, began to reevaluate their positions, influenced by the comprehensive scope of Ford's announced changes. Stock market reactions were mixed, but tentatively positive. Upon announcement, Ford's stock experienced immediate fluctuations, characterized by cautious optimism. Market analysts began reassessing their ratings, factoring in Ford's commitment to electrification and its renewed focus on strategic partnerships in autonomous driving technology. Reports from investment banks and equity firms emphasized the need for vigilance, recognizing the potential for both challenges and growth opportunities presented by Ford's ambitious targets. In contrast, competitors closely monitored Ford's moves, analyzing both advantages and risks. Some sought to capitalize on any perceived weaknesses during Ford's transitional period, while others recognized the collaborative potential in areas like charging infrastructure development and shared mobility projects. Industry consortiums, once slow to adapt, saw renewed energy in debating how best to align production and supply chain strategies with shifting regulatory environments and consumer preferences. Meanwhile, international markets observed Ford's strategic pivot through the lens of geopolitical developments. Regions previously cautious about American automotive exports expressed renewed interest, envisioning partnerships that could optimize local manufacturing capabilities with Ford's tech-driven product offerings. Ford's commitment to localization, producing vehicles closer to target markets to reduce logistical costs, presented attractive opportunities for foreign governments seeking economic investments and technological advancements. Customer perception. For consumers, Ford's announcements represented a promising renewal of brand faith, a narrative eagerly embraced by dealers eager to pass that sentiment on to prospective car buyers. Ford's emphasis on environmentally friendly vehicles resonated with a growing demographic of eco-conscious consumers who valued sustainability just as highly as performance and design. The promise of expanded EV options, alongside a commitment to reducing Ford's carbon footprint, seemed to align perfectly with shifting consumer priorities. Market research indicated a subtle but notable shift in customer sentiment. Surveys across key demographics highlighted an increased willingness to consider Ford in the EV market, a landscape once dominated by specific niche players like Tesla. The announced expansion of Ford's electric and hybrid vehicle lineups prompted discussions about features, pricing, and availability, sparking both curiosity and enthusiasm. Ford's renewed customer engagement initiatives were also received positively. The enhanced focus on digital experiences, improving online purchasing interfaces, and refining after-sales services played a pivotal role in revamping Ford's consumer image. The extended warranties for EV battery life and innovative subscription-based models for car ownership added layers of flexibility and assurance, key factors in converting interest into sales. However, Ford faced the challenge of overcoming initial skepticism, particularly among longtime Ford consumers hesitant to transition from traditional combustion engines to electrified models. Loyalty programs and targeted marketing campaigns were employed to address these concerns, emphasizing user-friendly transitions, potential savings, and the superior long-term benefits of sustainability-driven choices. A workforce in flux. As Ford embarks on its strategic shift towards electrification and advanced manufacturing, the implications for its workforce are profound. Picture this: the once familiar factory floor transforming before our eyes, traditional roles fading as automation and AI take center stage. It's a dramatic change to be sure, but Ford is determined to navigate this transition with finesse. To prepare their employees for this technological revolution, Ford is prioritizing robust training programs. These initiatives are designed to equip the workforce with the essential skills to thrive in this new, more tech-driven environment. We're talking everything from EV production to data analysis and software integration. It's a bold move, but one that recognizes the need for a nimble, adaptable workforce. Interestingly, the unions have taken a proactive stance on this issue. They're advocating for comprehensive retraining efforts, ensuring that workers affected by automation have a clear path to transition into roles that align with Ford's evolving business model. This collaborative approach is a smart one, fostering a sense of security and adaptability amongst the employees. But the transformation doesn't stop there. Ford is also laser focused on enhancing its internal communication strategies. They understand that clear, consistent messaging is vital during these times of change. Regular updates from leadership, town hall meetings, and digital forums, Ford is leaving no stone unturned in their quest to keep employees informed and engaged. Long-term implications. The long-term implications of the Ford CEO's strategic realignment have the potential to redefine not only Ford's place within the industry, but also the very nature of the automotive sector going forward. At the heart of this transformation lay a series of critical pillars: sustainability, technological innovation, and market diversification. Sustainability efforts have not only reshaped Ford's vehicle lineup, but have also influenced its manufacturing processes and corporate ethos. As Ford increased its commitments to renewable energy sources and carbon-neutral production cycles, it began influencing other industry players to consider similar environmentally conscious initiatives. This ripple effect positions Ford as a leader within an industry increasingly subject to stringent emissions regulations and consumer expectations for corporate responsibility. Technological innovation remains the linchpin of Ford's forward-looking strategy. The company's investments in autonomous driving technologies, AI-enhanced manufacturing, and enhanced user interfaces for its vehicles point towards an automotive future characterized by connectivity and intelligence. These advancements aim to enhance vehicle safety, reliability, and the overall consumer experience, a value proposition that Ford hopes will differentiate it from both legacy automakers and modern disruptors alike. Moreover, the diversification of Ford's market approach, underlined by its engagement with emerging markets and its efforts toward localized production, offers a blueprint for tapping into new growth areas. By tailoring products to meet local needs while employing global standards, Ford positions itself to capture market share in regions previously underserved by its offerings. The long-term effects of this strategy signal a more robust global presence that reinforces Ford's vision of becoming a truly adaptive global enterprise. Within the broader context, Ford's narrative of resurgence influences industry-wide dialogues about the future of mobility. Automotive leaders, regulatory bodies, and technological innovators watch closely as Ford navigates its transformation, each seeking insights into best practices and emerging trends. The challenges of electrification, sustainability, and autonomous technology face all automotive players, making Ford's journey a case study in strategic adaptation. The traction or lack thereof of Ford's initiatives will have lasting implications for how the broader industry approaches innovation and market adaptability. While Ford's course set toward the future is ambitious, its execution within this evolving landscape will determine not only its own success, but also shape global standards in the coming decades. The road ahead. As Ford maneuvers through its response to the scrutiny and challenges, several key lessons emerge, serving as guiding principles not only for its future trajectory, but also for the broader corporate landscape. These lessons reflect a synthesis of resilience, adaptability, and innovation essential in an era of swift technological advancements and shifting consumer expectations. One of the most significant takeaways for Ford is the paramount importance of organizational agility. In an industry undergoing rapid technological and regulatory changes, the ability to pivot strategically in response to market demands and operational challenges is critical. Ford's experience underscores that maintaining flexibility in strategy and execution can buffer against unforeseen disruptions while enabling a company to seize emerging opportunities swiftly. The CEO's commitment to transparency, particularly in acknowledging the challenges and strategic missteps, was pivotal in rebuilding trust with stakeholders. This approach demonstrated that addressing criticism head-on rather than deflecting it fosters a strong foundation of credibility. By engaging directly and openly with employees, investors, and customers, Ford reinforced its dedication to collective progress, emphasizing that transparency is a foundational element of effective leadership in modern corporate environments. Ford's ambition to become a leader in electric vehicles and autonomous technologies exemplifies the critical role that investing in innovation plays in staying competitive. The company's focus on developing advanced battery technologies and AI-driven manufacturing processes highlights the necessity of aligning business goals with technological capabilities. This strategic emphasis on innovation ensures that Ford remains at the forefront of next-generation mobility, setting industry benchmarks for efficiency and sustainability. The global semiconductor shortage served as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities in traditional supply chains, prompting Ford to reevaluate its approach. The company's efforts to diversify supplier networks and enhance localized production underline the importance of resilience in supply chain management. This lesson extends beyond the automotive industry, offering valuable insights into how businesses can fortify operational frameworks against future global disruptions. Ford's strategic pivot spotlighted the significance of engaging with a wide array of stakeholders, from local communities and environmental groups to global partners. The active participation of these stakeholders facilitates a broader understanding of social and economic expectations, helping companies design strategies that align with broader societal objectives. For Ford, fostering collaborative relationships proved instrumental in balancing corporate ambitions with community development and ecological responsibility. Strategic vision. With these lessons in mind, Ford is poised to advance a strategic vision that not only addresses immediate market challenges, but also sets a foundation for long-term growth and sustainability. This vision reflects an integration of technological innovation, market expansion, and corporate responsibility, aiming to position Ford as a transformative leader in the automotive industry. Central to Ford's strategic vision is a robust commitment to electrification, a foundational pillar underscoring its future direction. Ford aims to significantly increase its EV fleet, focusing on the development of models across various segments to appeal to diverse consumer bases. By optimizing electric drivetrain efficiencies and investing in proprietary battery technologies, Ford seeks to deliver superior performance, extended range, and competitive pricing, thereby setting industry standards. Ford's strategic partnerships in autonomous vehicle technology are designed to enhance safety, reliability, and user experience. By leveraging advancements in AI and sensor technology, Ford intends to offer partially and fully autonomous models that prioritize passenger safety and connectivity. These efforts represent Ford's vision for a future where autonomous vehicles integrate seamlessly into urban landscapes, contributing to smarter and more efficient city environments. To capture untapped market potential, Ford's strategy emphasizes global expansion, particularly in emerging markets. This approach involves developing tailored vehicles that meet regional needs while leveraging Ford's global expertise. Initiatives for localized production, strategic alliances with regional firms, and culturally resonant marketing campaigns are key to Ford's efforts to establish a strong presence in growing economies. Ford integrates sustainability into its core operations, with ambitions to achieve carbon neutrality across its facilities and supply chains. By employing renewable energy sources and optimizing resource efficiency, Ford anticipates not only reducing its environmental impact, but also setting industry precedents for sustainable manufacturing practices. This commitment aligns with customer and regulatory expectations, enhancing Ford's brand image as a leader in ecological stewardship. A vital component of Ford's strategic vision is the transformation of customer experiences through digital innovation. The company aims to fortify its digital digital interfaces, offering seamless online purchasing, enhanced after-sales services, and personalized customer interactions. Subscription-based ownership models and loyalty programs are designed to cultivate long-term customer relationships, ensuring Ford remains highly attuned to consumer preferences. Moving forward, the implementation of Ford's strategic vision is underpinned by a roadmap that prioritizes execution and accountability. Moving forward, Ford's leadership is focused on translating high-level strategies into actionable, measurable initiatives that drive tangible results. Ford is committed to continuing its investments in R&D to support the development of breakthrough technologies, the establishment of innovation hubs, and partnerships with leading academic and research institutions are pivotal in accelerating technology transfer and fostering a culture of continuous improvement. Implementing AI-driven manufacturing and smart logistics solutions ensures that Ford remains at the cutting edge of industry advancements. Ford's agile operational frameworks allow for adaptation in rapidly changing markets. Through iterative processes and data-driven decision-making, Ford seeks to enhance production efficiency, reduce waste, and cut costs. Flexible working environments and streamlined communication channels facilitate cross-functional collaboration, driving operational excellence. People remain at the heart of Ford's journey, with initiatives designed to attract top talent and nurture innovative thinkers. By enhancing professional development programs and fostering a culture of creativity, Ford supports its workforce in achieving personal and organizational goals. Talent acquisition strategies emphasize diversity and inclusivity, enriching Ford's culture and enabling a broader array of perspectives. Ford recognizes the importance of building and sustaining relationships with communities and stakeholders. Initiatives focused on corporate social responsibility, local economic development, and environmental stewardship reflect Ford's commitment to contributing positively to the places where it operates. Collaborative engagements with stakeholders facilitate mutual understanding, alignment, and trust. To ensure the effectiveness of its strategy, Ford employs comprehensive performance metrics and feedback mechanisms. These tools provide insights into progress, enabling leaders to make informed adjustments to strategies and initiatives. Regular performance evaluations and transparency reports reinforce Ford's dedication to accountability and continuous improvement. The Ford CEO's proactive counterstrike has laid the groundwork for a future marked by resilience, innovation, and strategic foresight. By reflecting on lessons learned, defining a forward-looking vision, and implementing a robust roadmap, Ford is poised to redefine its position within the automotive industry and beyond. As Ford advances, its journey offers valuable insights into the power of adaptive leadership and strategic innovation in navigating complex, rapidly changing landscapes. This narrative of transformation serves as both a blueprint and an inspiration for organizations striving to embrace change, overcome challenges, and drive progress in an ever-evolving world.